Hey guys, J19 brought to you another video, and today we're going to be discussing Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. If you guys already watched the State of Play, it didn't show up, but so to me, we're going to talk about what Nate the Hate has to say. There's another guy that's, he's been talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, so we're going to check out their Twitter post. I did make a post about what Nate the Hate has to say about Summer Games Fest for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, and it has me excited. This is excited. I can't contain myself. Because Nate the Hate don't usually put himself out there to ruin his reputation unless he has like sources and stuff he's hearing is actually legit. You guys know that he's getting a lot of stuff right. He's about 85. I'm gonna say about 85% right. There's some dates he might be a little off, or some things get, you know, it's gaming industry, right? Things do change, but most of the time he says something, it happens. So we're going to look at what he had to say about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 regarding the Summer Games Fest. If you guys are watching the Summer Games Fest, I'm super excited for you, Kyle. I would watch it live. I don't know if I will, unless I can watch it on my phone, which I might have to do that. I couldn't react to the PlayStation State of Play, which that was a banger. I'll leave it at that. That was a 9 out of 10. I have most of the stuff, not most, but a lot of my stuff I predicted at my predictions thing came true, at least. And Rebirth, I mean, you know, Rebirth is out on Switch 2 and Xbox, so they're celebrating that. Hamaguchi did state that now all the focus, all the attention is on Part 3, the finale, for everybody, right? That's what he's been talking about. So, Summer Games Fest is 2 days away, according to this video that I'm dropping today. It's 2 days away. Well, actually, it's 2 wake-up calls, right? Wake up tomorrow, which is Thursday. Wake up again, it's Friday. So it's Wednesday evening here. So anyways, let's get right into it. We got some juicy stuff to talk about. We'll start with this one first. This guy has been saying some stuff. He's got a couple things right. I think he's a little bit reliable at times. Some people think he's not really legit, but I think he's talking legitly, because I'm starting to hear things too myself. The Summer Games Fest makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I was kind of bummed out about the State of Play, about it not showing up, but that means they are all hands on deck for the multi-platform release of this game, of the finale, the Part 3 of the re-trilogy of FF7R. But he says this, he goes, the name and the release date of the third part will be reviewed soon, but beware, I have already seen that the name is being leaked. So, of course, leaks take it with a grain of salt. I do think that as we get closer to the Summer Games Fest, we are going to start seeing leaks. We saw a bunch of leaks for State of Play, and it came true. A lot of them did, so we got to be worried, be careful out there. They're starting, leaks are going to start to come out. And this is a big deal. This is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. This is where the meat and potatoes of FF7 is going to take place. And to be honest with you guys, I can't contain myself. I'm super excited. It has to be here. Because if they don't show it up here, when? Is it going to be at Gamescom? It could. Tokyo Game Show, Square Enix doesn't like announcing things at Tokyo Game Show. They like to show off their games, already announced games. If Part 3 is not announced, what do they have to show off? Evercode? Like, that's fine, but that can't be it, right? They can't just go TGS with just that. The Game Awards, I mean, now you're talking like, is this game even coming out in 2027, May 2028? I'm not going down that road. We're going to stick with Summer Game Fest. And to me, I think we are going to see this game. I'm super hyped, super stoked. I told people, look, we got a 50-50 shot of showing up at State of Play. Was I kind of bummed out? Absolutely, man. I thought that was a perfect place to show it. You know, just hype it up, show it off, maybe tease it, then have Summer Games Fest show off a bigger trailer with some breakdowns maybe. But if Square's seriously worried about, hey, making sure we're leaving the PlayStation brand, not what I'm saying. Like, they're not gonna like re-release. They're not gonna put Part 3 on PlayStation because they don't want nothing to do with PlayStation. It's just they want to get away from being time exclusive. That's what I meant to say. And This is fantastic. I think this guy is pretty legit. If he's saying this stuff too, if we go over to this next one, and I'm losing my mind, right? I can't. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is at Summer Games Fest. Like, I'm just super excited, guys. I cannot contain myself. Because Nate the Hate was asked this question. We're going to click on this. And it's from hashtag Tyler H, right? It goes, do you know if FF7 Remake Part 3 will be at Summer Games Fest? Nate the Hate, which he's verified, top 1% commenter. This is verified. This is Nate the Hate's account. I expect it will be at Summer Games Fest, which to me is super, super awesome. I think it's happening. And next person's like, any clarification on expect being a prediction versus something you explicitly heard? And he said this, he goes, I heard it is at Summer Games Fest. Now to me, Nate the Hate, like, again, he gets most of the stuff right. He doesn't get the dates right sometimes here and there, but he's been pretty accurate with his podcast. He does like a podcast once a week, or especially around like events or after events are over, to talk about what he's here in the gaming industry, what his sources been telling him, what he thinks could happen. But this is not like, hey, this is just my own opinion. This is him saying, guys, he's heard from his sources, from his credible sources, that it's going to be at Summer Games Fest. And he has been saying that for a while now. Like, I'm trying to think who else has been talking about this as well as an insider. But they're also hearing, like, I think it was even him that stated, yeah, I heard that it's coming out in 2027, like early 2027. That it's also going to release on multiple platforms. And it makes a lot of sense why Square Enix didn't show up at PlayStation State of Play, because that State of Play, if you guys love it or hate it, that was the only time that PlayStation had a shot of showing off Part 3 and being like, no. Just because Remake and Rebirth came out on Switch and Xbox this year does not mean that Part 3 is releasing day one of everything. We still got time exclusive rights, marketing rights to this bad boy, because all the contract they signed. So this tells me right here, and a lot of people, some people might think it's baloney, they could still have a time exclusive deal. I think you need to wake up, because we are getting to the point now that we are not going to see this game release on PlayStation alone, or even like future titles. Kingdom Hearts 4 is not going to be a PlayStation time exclusive. We're not going to see Final Fantasy 17 be a time exclusive deal. Final Fantasy 9 remake or Dragon Quest 12 is coming on everything. Now, are there going to be sometimes where developers have come out and say, hey, look, the Switch 2 version or the Xbox Series S version, or, you know, I don't think about Series S, but like maybe like the Steam Deck and also like the Switch 2 version, they might say, hey, we need a little bit more time to polish, to optimize it, but we'll get it out in later on down the road, right? They'll have like a release date, a release window later on for that. I can see Square doing that if they need extra polish, but this tells me right away, guys, that we are definitely going to see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 at Summer Games Fest. Like it says here in my post, you guys see it, all caps. I can't, if we see it, I might lose it, guys. I might get so emotional, because what a journey we've been on. I've been on this journey since like seeing, well, I played the original FF7 in my video I posted about FF7, how I got into it. I'm an OG guy, right? I played FF7 as a kid, loved it. Like, I was like, it changed my perspective on gaming. I was playing a lot of platformer, Nintendo and stuff like that, but this game like blew my mind. And then seeing like the tech demo, you guys go watch the FF7 video, my hype for the FF7R trilogy and my takes on Remake, Rebirth, and upcoming Part 3. But this is why I'm so excited here, because Nate the Hate doesn't just throw stuff out and go, I heard, yeah, it's coming, guys. Don't worry about it, it's coming. When he says stuff like this again, like, I expected it will be at Summer Games Fest, and like he clarifies right away, like 22 minutes later, like after this person posts, he's like, I heard it is at Summer Games Fest. So like for him to come out and say that, that's why I'm freaking the hell out, because Nate the Hate's usually pretty good about his sources and stuff like that. Now if it's from like somebody else, some other insiders and stuff like that like don't have any good reliability, like I'm not gonna throw Dust Golem under the bus, but you guys know how everybody feels about him. Like he gets a lot of stuff wrong and he gets some things right, but it is what it is. Like he's got his sources. Sometimes his sources get it wrong. Like and then he has some things that he talks about. Nate the Hate does have stuff he talks about. Like oh yeah, I think this could happen. I'm hearing a little bit of rumbling, so I'm not quite sure. Like sometimes he does this, but this right here, this post tells me that he is like he's very confident that we're gonna see it. A lot of people think it's gonna be at Summer Games Fest. It has to be. Jeff Keighley's even talking about, hey, we got some big game announcements. Like he's even hyping up to the point. I know he does this every year, but it seems like they do have a lot of stuff saved. I am also hearing that PlayStation's got some stuff they couldn't showcase on the State of Play. They had to get like the God of War stuff and Wolverine in. That they're saving it for Summer Games Fest as well. So, and Capcom's gonna have a presence there. Square Enix gonna have a presence there. I want to keep it Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. I'm super excited about Summer Games Fest. And with that said, I'm gonna keep it short. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you guys think Nate the Hate is correct? Do you guys think we're gonna see Summer Games? Yeah, we're gonna see Summer Games Fest at Summer Games Fest. Are we gonna see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 at Summer Games Fest? Do you guys think it's finally time? Do you guys think that with them not showing up at State of Play, does that mean that we are no longer gonna be tied to a PlayStation time exclusive deal for this game? Do you think Part 3 is launched on everything? I think it is. I think it's still on pace to launch. They do have a release date picked out. They already got a name for it. I don't, for as far as like the name, I don't know what they're gonna choose. It could be Reborn, Returns, Reclaim. It could be anything. I just want to stop calling it Part 3. I want to be able to say, I can't. Final Fantasy VII Reclaim is what I want. Or Return or Reborn is now coming out like next this winter or early 2027 or spring 2027. So I'm just tired of calling it Part 3. And if Square doesn't show up to Friday and say Nate the Hate sources just kind of got it kind of wrong, made Square Enix backed out the last minute because they need more time to polish, then we're not going to see that game for a while unless they're going to do like their own special event. But Summer Games Fest is the way to go. You're going to get like tens of millions of people watching the event. How do you get your game hyped up? Announcing it for everything. At the end of the trailer, have it announced for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch 2, Steam, Epic Games, Steam Deck, right? Just get this thing out of the ballpark. I think they do have a trailer coming. I think Nate the Hate sources are true. I think it is coming. And I'm super hyped. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Part 3? You guys think it's time? Are you guys hype for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3? Is it finally time we see something? How emotionally wrecked are you going to be when you finally see the trailer, knowing that the final journey of this magical ride we've been on is coming to a close? Like, this is it, folks. Once we see this trailer, the floodgates are open. All the theories, everything else is going to start being like blown out of proportions. We're going to have like new video breakdowns, everything. This is the last curtain call. This is it. And anyways, enough of me rambling. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm super hyped. I can't wait for Summer Games Fest overall. Got a lot to talk about with that. Before I leave, I do have a podcast. I might have a couple friends on talking about the State of Play. So if you guys are interested in how I feel about the State of Play, we'll have something in the works later on. But my main focus is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 at Summer Games Fest. And with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Keep on keeping on. And I'll catch you all on the next video. My fellow J gamers, me signing off. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.